Off with one of my favorites, Mr. Scott Burns. He's with 7 Days for the Troops out of Tupelo, Mississippi, as well as Purple Heart Homes, and he's up to some more good. So welcome back, Scott.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be on the show today.
Well, it's good to have you back because it means that you're up to something good again, which is always fun to talk about. But for those who may have not heard of 7 Days for the Troops, Scott, tell us what that's all about and what you got cooking.
Well, 7 Days for the Troops is an event where I build a tower and I decide to camp out on top of it for 7 days, 168 hours without coming down to raise money for veterans groups. And this past couple of years, the money has gone to a group called Purple Heart Homes, and they go in and rebuild houses, do anything from wheelchair ramps to completely refabbing a house to make it handicap accessible for disabled veterans. And we actually have a 7 Days for the Troops event coming up that's going to kick off on Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Vicksburg-Tallulah Airport.
How many years has this been going now, Scott? Because I know this started out as just a simple idea for you way back when, and like all good things, it just started to snowball and catch on, and year after year, you just couldn't say no. So what year are we at now?
This is the 15th year that we've called it 7 Days for the Troops, the actual 16th year of the event. And as of this year, matter of fact, as of July, 7 Days for the Troops is now actually a LLC and waiting on our 501(c) status. In the past, we've just kind of teamed up with other groups and like Purple Heart Homes that have a 501(c) status, and we've donated the money. 100% goes to, those groups. And this year, we decided that we're wanting to continue this for as many years as possible, so we turned it into an LLC and a 501(c), and that way, like next year, we have a goal of doing 8 to 10 track chairs to help veterans. And so we're growing this much larger than I thought it was ever going to be.
Well, you have to be pleased with your hard efforts and work over the last, decade and a half, Scott. But this also means, though, that Mississippians are resonating with what you're doing and the mission that you have for veterans. It does tickle me, though, because when you first started this, if I remember right, it was to buy calling cards for troops. And now I don't even know if you would need calling cards anymore as much time has sort of passed.
This event has grown with the time and the needs and doing, it all started because I was sitting at home and I was beating myself up as a disabled veteran myself, and I couldn't serve, and I wanted to do something. So I was like, well, why don't we do calling cards and send them overseas? And that turned into, here we are 16 years later, over $250,000 raised. And when I say that, I don't say this bragging, but I am kind of bragging when I stop and think about it. That's pretty much been me and my family that have put the event on every time we do it. And there's been about 3 events that we've done that have, had a group of people helping. Like this one we're doing in Vicksburg, there's a large group of people that have come alongside and wanted to be successful. But I mean, this event has grown from an idea to we've been able to help a number of veterans from what we're doing.
Well, I never want to gloss over that with any guests here on Good Things, Scott, because so many of those that have joined us over the years on the show, it just all started with an idea that they acted on, and then they were just as surprised as anybody to see that maybe it catches on and it grows and it really does some good and it spreads. So that's always encouraging to me to also encourage others. Your ideas aren't useless. I mean, you sow the right seed, you take the right steps. You could be 15, 16 years later, having that kind of lasting impact. Okay, so you got this event coming up. So what's going on? Does it look the same? Is it different there in Vicksburg? And why Vicksburg?
This is going to be a completely different event than anything that I've done. It turned out it was just going to be I don't want to say a normal 7 Days for the Troops event, because there's not any event that is the same really. But once we started putting this together, and I started working with Miss Patty Meeks at the Southern Heritage Air Foundation there in Vicksburg at the airport, they decided they wanted to make this one of the biggest events. So we've added at the beginning of the event, which is Sunday, which kicks off at 2 o'clock, we're kicking off with local artist Zach Bridges. You may know that name from being on The Voice and coming in like in the top 3 on The Voice this season. He was on there. We're kicking that off at 2 o'clock. I'm going to have an escort from Vicksburg to Tallulah, Louisiana, with the Patriot Guard Riders. Is going to escort me over, and we're going to get on the tower. Zach's going to sing. We're going to have a prayer service, a community-wide prayer service at the foot of the tower at 4 o'clock on Sunday. We'll be out there all week, and then on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, Friday night there's a Twilight Air Show, and then Saturday there's an air show from the gates will open at 9 and close at 2. The air show is going to be somewhere around 2 o'clock, but it's just going to be a fun event, and all the proceeds from those events will go to help veterans in the Vicksburg, Tallulah area.
Well, I know that's one thing you've always took pride in too, Scott, was wherever you put one of these 7 days for troop events, you make sure that every dollar goes right back into the community that sort of gave to it, or back into Mississippi, which I think most of us, definitely appreciate. Nothing to knock more national organizations or anything like that, but it's always good to know when you're giving, it's turning around and going right back, where you live or where your family members are. So does it ever get old up there on the platform, Scott? Have you figured out a way to sort of zen out or meditate through those 7 days?
It really doesn't. I mean, it's one of those things where, I've learned in the process that normally the first couple of days it's a slow crowd, and I've learned how to just enjoy that, I guess, that peace and quiet, for lack of a better way to put it, and re-energize to get ready for the big event on the weekend. And so this week is no different. We actually built the tower yesterday and got a lot done yesterday. So today and tomorrow I'm finishing touches for that, and then rest on Saturday and get ready for Sunday. And the thing is that this week I get to really
Well, it looks like you're going to have great weather, hopefully a little bit of fall weather. You won't be sweating too much up there on your platform, Scott, in Vicksburg. But if those that are in the area or want to come out and see or support, is there a way to do that? Did we lose Scott? We may have lost Scott.
I think he lost him on the tower somewhere.
We lost him on. You would think you would have better cell service the higher up that you went. There shouldn't be anything in your way to get that service. But no, he's not on the tower yet. But it is a great event, and all the proceeds do go right back into Mississippi and helping veterans. I mean, he's definitely got a great track record to keeping it up for 15 to 16 different years. But yes, that is 7 days for the troops. That's Scott Burns. He's out of Tupelo, Mississippi, but he will be taking the stage, or the platform as he would like to call it, coming up this weekend there in Vicksburg. Well, he will be camped out for those 7 long days. Okay, Scott, if we want to get more information on all the great events, I know this is definitely family fun and bring the kids and enjoy it kind of thing. Where do we go to get more information?
Just go to Facebook, go to the number 7 Days for the Troops on Facebook, and send me a message if you want more information, if you want to know how you can be involved in helping with one of the veterans projects we do in this area. But feel free to give me a call, 662-401-3349. That's 662-401-3349. But Warbirds, Wings, and Wheels next weekend is going to be awesome. You're going to want to be a part of that, and I appreciate you guys having me on again today. Absolutely,
Scott. Well, we appreciate all that you are doing. You always remind us, too, when you join us here on Good Things, that it's the small things that matter most. Obviously, getting connected with events like this, but it's always a good reminder that, check in on your veterans who are your neighbors or your coworkers or maybe within your church. See what you can do for them, whether it's, at this time, pick up sticks or rake leaves or yard work or grab their groceries, or just any little bit can definitely help. Right, Scott?
That's it. And I just want to encourage you, whether it's given to 7 Days for the Troops and helping veterans or United Way, what are these groups that you've helped in the past? They're needing more assistance now than they ever have, so don't stop giving. And every little bit helps. From $1 to $1,000, you can make a difference. So don't let things keep you from helping the groups that you've helped in the past.
All righty. Well, best of luck to you, Scott. We'll be watching you on Facebook and keeping up with you. So thank you for your